Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. We're continuing our reading of Sahih al Bukhari, Volume 1. We're in the Book of Salah still, and we're going to continue upon that path. Go ahead and listen to this as you are prepping your lunch, you are washing dishes, you are polishing your kettle, you are painting, you are drawing, you are making sure your cat has nice hair. Whatever fun thing it is that you do. Let's begin. Bismillah. Narrated, Abdul Aziz Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, said, when Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, invaded Khaybar, we offered the Fajr prayer there, early in the morning, when it was still dark. Allah's Prophet, peace be upon him, rode, and Abu Talha rode too, and I was riding behind Abu Talha. Allah's Prophet, peace be upon him, passed through the lane of Khaybar quickly, and my knee was touching the thigh of Allah's Prophet, peace be upon him. Then his thigh was uncovered by the shift of his izar waist sheet, and I saw the whiteness of the thigh of Allah's Prophet, peace be upon him. When he entered the town, he said, Allahu Akbar, Khaybar is ruined. Whenever we approach near a hostile nation to fight, then evil will be the mourning of those who have been warned. He repeated this thrice. The people came out for their jobs, and some of them said, Muhammad has come along with his army. We conquered Khaybar, took the captives, and the booty was collected. Dihya came and said, O Allah's Prophet, give me a slave girl from the captives. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Go and take any slave girl. He took Safiya bint Huyay. A man came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and said, O Allah's Messenger, you gave Safiya bint Huyay to Dihya, and she is the chief's mistress of the ladies of the tribes of Qurayza and An-Nadr. She befits none but you. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Bring him along with her. So Dihya came with her. And when the Prophet, peace be upon him, saw her, he said to Dihya, Take any slave girl other than her from the captives. Anas added, The Prophet, peace be upon him, then manumitted her and married her. Thabit asked Anas, O Abu Hamza, what did the Prophet, peace be upon him, pay her as mar? He said, She herself was her mar, for he, peace be upon him, manumitted her, and then married her. Anas added, While on the way, Sulaiman dressed for her marriage ceremony, and at night she sent her as a bride to the Prophet, peace be upon him. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, was a bridegroom, and he said, Whoever has anything food should bring it. He spread out a leather sheet for the food, and some brought dates and others cooking butter. I think he, Anas, mentioned as-sawik. So they prepared a dish of haste, a kind of meal, and that was walima, the marriage banquet. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him. Of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him. Okay, so Safiya, and then Khaybar. Alright. Chapter 13. And what sort of clothes a woman should offer Salah prayer? Ikrimah said, If she can cover all her body with one garment, it is sufficient. Narrated, Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, used to offer the Fajr prayer, and some believing women covered with their veiling sheets used to attend the Fajr prayer with him, and then they would return to their homes unrecognized. Chapter 14. If a person offered Salah prayer in a dress with marks, and looked at those marks during the Salah. Narrated, Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the Prophet, peace be upon him, offered Salah prayer in a hamisa, a square garment having marks. During the Salah, he looked at its marks. So when he finished the Salah, he said, Take this hamisa of mine to Abu Jan and get me his anbijaniya, a woolen garment without marks. as it is the Kamisa, has diverted my attention from the Salah. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, I was looking at its Kamisa's marks during the Salah prayer, and I was afraid that it may put me in trial by diverting my attention. Okay, hold on, there's a note here. It is agreed by the majority of the religious scholars that a woman, while offering Salah prayer, should cover herself completely except her face. And it is better that she should cover her hands with gloves or cloth, etc. But her feet must be covered, either with a long dress or she must wear socks to cover her feet. This verdict is based on the Prophet's statement. Abu Dawood, yeah. Socks are cool because I don't like my feet touching the ground. I have house socks and house slippers. If I go into the masjid, I'm wearing socks. Cannot. Even in the shower, I have a special flip-flops for the shower. Like how you know when you go to the gym? If you're walking barefoot in the locker room of a public gym's locker room, you're asking for athlete's foot. Disgusting. Protect your feet. So I like that it says you can cover your feet with socks. For those of us who have OCD. Chapter 15. If someone offers Salah prayer in a garment bearing marks of a cross or pictures, will the Salah be annulled, and what is forbidden thereof? Narrated Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, Aisha had a kiram, a thin marked woolen curtain, with which she had screened one side of her home. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Take away this kiram of yours, as it is pictures are still displayed in front of me during my Salah, i.e. they divert my attention from the Salah. Okay, so this one's interesting because it sounds like if it's in the way of the direction of your prayers, it can distract you. But I often wonder, what if it's in the bathroom or the dining room, where you have a big house and it's somewhere else, you know? Yeah. And I thought you're supposed to stare down anyways during prayer. Because it's a curtain. Maybe because it was so beautiful, you're like glancing. I don't know. Chapter 16. Whoever offered Salah prayer in a silk farouj, an outer garment opened at the neck, and then took it off. Narrated Uqba bin Amr, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was given a silken farouj as a present. He wore it while offering Salah. When he had finished his Salah prayer, he took it off violently as if with a strong aversion to it and said, It is not the dress of al-muttaqun. Al-muttaqun means the pious and righteous persons who fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Much abstain from all kinds of sins and evil deeds which he has forbidden, and love Allah much to all kinds of good deeds which he has ordained. Okay, see, like, this is one type of formatting that's a bit annoying. Why they gotta put everything in a bracket in the parentheses? You can summarize that. So al-muttaqun is just a righteous, pious person, and then they could do a footnote that has all that, because it's like, it goes on too long. Just do footnotes on the bottom. Like footnote number A, B, 1, 2. Like, I go see the rest. They do that sometimes in the other Quran that I have. It's like, added. And I'm like, just tell me what it says in Arabic, and then you can expand upon that with footnotes. But don't put it right in the ayat, because then I don't feel like I'm reading the Quran. Chapter 17. It is permissible to offer Salah prayer in a red garment. Oh. Okay, red. Let's write that down. Red garment. Narrated Abu Juhayfa, I saw Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, in a red leather tent. And I saw Bilal, and I'll be pleased with him, taking the remaining water with which the Prophet, peace be upon him, had performed ablution. I saw the people taking the utilized water impatiently, and whoever got some of it rubbed it on his body, and those who could not get any took the moisture from the others' hands. Then I saw Bilal carrying an anaza, a spear-headed stick, which he planted in the ground. The Prophet, peace be upon him, came out, tucking up his red cloak, and led the people in Salah prayer, and offered 2 rak'ah, facing the Kaaba, taking anaza as a sutra for his Salah. I saw the people and animals passing in front of him beyond the anaza. Okay, so again, let's make sure. The anaza is like a spearhead stick planting in the ground. And the anaza is used as a sutra for his prayer. Remember the gap to be as wide that a sheep can pass by. But if a woman or a dog, I think it's a woman or a dog, goes in front of you, your salah is broken. I do wonder, someone asked, what about a baby? Babies shouldn't be crawling around, but I thought about that when I'm trying to do your prayers and your little baby's trying to crawl around. But they're so young and innocent. If it's a girl baby, I don't know. Do wonder about that. But you can put the baby in a high chair or playpen, but sometimes they cry, so they just want to be around you while you pray. Chapter 18. It is permissible to offer salah prayer on roofs, a pulpit, or wood. Al-Hasan finds no objection for one to offer salah prayer over snow or bridges, even if urine were flowing underneath or over or in front of them, as long as there was a sutra, any object put in front of the praying person to act as a symbolic barrier between him and others, in front of the person. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, offered salah on the roof of the mosque with the Imam, and Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, offered salah on snow. I didn't know they got in touch with snow. Okay, snow. And then roofs. Some roofs are flat in other countries, right? In America, most of them they're at an angle so that this rain can flow off, so no puddles can be, formed because the rot, and so that snow cannot pile on it, and the snow will stack and slide off because you don't want it to collapse. You don't want there to be a puddle forming with the weight and whatnot. That's interesting. Narrated, Abu Hazm, Sahal bin Sa'd, was asked about the Prophet's, peace be upon him, pulpit, as to what thing it is made of. Sah replied, none remains alive amongst the people who knows about it better than I. It was made of tamarisk wood of the forest. So-and-so, the slave of so-and-so, prepared it for Allah's messenger, peace be upon him. When it was constructed and placed in the mosque, Allah's messenger, peace be upon him, stood on it, facing the Qibla, and said, Allahu Akbar. And the people stood behind him, and he led the people in salah prayer. He, peace be upon him, recited and bowed, and the people bowed behind him. Then he raised his head and stepped back, got down and prostrated on the ground. And then he again ascended the pulpit, recited, bowed, raised his head and stepped back, got down and prostrated on the ground. So this is what I know about the pulpit. Ahmad bin Hanbal said, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, was at a higher level than the people, there is no harm according to the above mentioned hadith if the Imam is at a higher level than his followers during the prayer. Okay, look at that. MashaAllah, very beneficial. Red looks so beautiful on certain skin tones. I absolutely love seeing my husband's copper brown skin, toasted beautiful brown skin in red. Red is such a nice color when used in the right way, because symbolically red, if it's a tight dress on a blonde, it's a symbol for a prostitute, so I have to make sure. But also kings had their red robes and whatnot, so it depends, right? Very fascinating. So don't forget, we read about Safiya bint Huway. Alright, their meal, their wedding feast, and we learned about the sutra. Alright, the anaza, the kiram, and al-muttaqun. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. If you'd like to join my blog, it's www.subscribestar.com/MilahanArchive. Hope to see you there. Supports the channel, and you get to learn some new things on there that I don't post on YouTube. See you there.